I'd recommend Haywood Wright. I've had a great relationship with them. Everything that they've suggested to me and every bit of advice and help I've had, and help would be the key word, I've had nothing but help from them. I know what I'm good at. I know exactly what I'm not good at. So I always say I'd sack myself for the greater good of the business if I didn't understand something. I'm the same way now with things like this, is that I would never assume to understand it 100%, so I'd rather take professional advice. So my name's Matthew Elson. I'm the director of Capstone Refurbishment Limited. We are a refurbishment company. We also do contract management, property management, basically anything to do with the property market and refurbishment market we cover. Now, because you're not invoicing the VAT or the CIS, it's like a massive difference. It's real world figures in a way. You actually know exactly what you've earned out of a job because you know what's being paid to CIS, you know what's being paid to VAT. When it first come in, it was like panic stations. When it was first announced and I started getting the paperwork through, I was literally on the phone to Tom every day, like sending him WhatsApp messages of letters that I was having coming through the post going, what does this mean? What does this mean? So I think I drove him insane a bit with that. But it was such a big change within the industry. It was like, what does this mean? How does this affect us? What do you mean no VAT bill at the end of the year? What do you mean I'm not paying VAT? Well, where does the VAT go? There was like a million questions that had simple answers, but people like me don't really understand it. That's why we get advice that we do, because it will only aid us to understand the process. And I still haven't 100% got my head around it, but once I got my head around it a bit, I'm not as fretting about it now, because I know at the end of the year I've got nothing to worry about. I wouldn't have been able to do it without Haywood Wright's and Tom's help, no. I'd still be looking at the first letter going, what does that mean? The advice I get off Tom and Haywood Wright is, it's not so much today, it's about what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it for the future. Every step of the way I've had great advice, and sometimes it's been the advice to hold back, don't get rushing into it too much. Right, we'll take it one step at a time. We're not ready for that yet, but we will be. I've never had to chase them for anything. I've never had to pick up the phone and say, what's happening with this? The advice has been there for me. It's never been me looking for the advice. It's always foresight. So it's been great to work with Haywood Wright, and I'm looking forward to working with them in the future as well. Long-term relationship, hopefully.